What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tavern. I'm Spencer,
And I'm Eli.
and this is Bardic Blunders. uh, and
I,
today,
yeah, giggle fitch all you want.
I was gonna try and just skate by it, but geez, it made me laugh again. All right, anyways, so uh, so on today's ballot, on today's agenda, Twitch is actually making a good decision for once. I know. Who could have seen this coming? Uh Twitch, historically known for making terrible decisions with their platform, actually decided to crack down on view botting. So basically they've just started implementing something. I don't think they've said what it is, because of course, why would you do that? But uh a lot of bots have been eliminated from the platform at this point. And everybody kind of assumed when Twitch was like, yeah, we're going to be cracking down on bots. Everybody was just like, oh, it's Twitch. They're not actually going to do anything. 24% of the site's viewership from last week has dropped.
Oh.
24%. Streamers of all sizes are losing chunks of their audience, quote unquote audience, of course, because bots aren't real. Bug, I'm starting to think Group doesn't exist because I haven't seen him in like 3 weeks. Hey Reaper. But yeah, so there's some streamer, pretty much every streamer has had some sort of hit. That does not necessarily mean every streamer is view botting, but there are streamers who view bot. There are people who try and view bot streamers to get them in trouble. But until now, Twitch wasn't really cracking down on it. Plus, it's also fairly easy to tell when it's the streamer doing it and someone
When a
else
fan's
doing
doing.
it. But I think one of the more interesting things that has come out about this was that multiple companies have paid for view botting services on streams they've sponsored. So there are companies that legitimately have been like, "Hey, if I go why? Okay, I hold on. Well, let me
I
finish
can't read
that.
that. I gotta put on glasses. Shut up.
I can't see without my glasses.
I can't see. Oh, I understand.
Want to experience it for
He doesn't want
yourself?
to spoil it.
Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense then. Because I am absolutely playing that game.
And I will be in chat making fun of you the entire time.
Go right on ahead. But anyways, uh, companies were basically trying to make their products look better to people by view botting streams they sponsored. Also happening was streamers who had sponsored streams view botting themselves to get a bigger paycheck for the stream. So, a lot of shenanigans going on with view bots that I don't think a lot of people expected. There's a lot of streamers, I don't know any names, but there's a lot of streamers who have always said like, "Oh yeah, I don't view bot," and they have not streamed since the changes came up. Because obviously, if you stream to 2K viewers normally and you come back, you only have 400. It's kind of obvious what happened. But I think it'll be really interesting. The fight's not over because there are still a number of ways to circumvent Twitch's implementations that exist. So I hope Twitch keeps cracking down on it. I think it'll be. I think it'll be interesting to see who and what who gets outed by this and what comes out of this. Another thing that, yeah, that's right. Another notable thing that was shown was certain organizations, like FaZe Clan, was botting all of their, the people who are part of their brand. Has Pirate Software view botted? I have not checked that. That's a fantastic question. Let's see. Stream charts. What is this pop-up that's blocking my whole screen? Excuse me? Okay, that was weird. It was just a big gray box that blocked the whole screen.
Gotta love the ad for Big Gray Box.
Yeah.
Only sponsor on this channel. Big Gray Box.
You hear that, everybody? Big Gray Box. Go get your Big Gray Box. It'll do you well. Serve you great.
Nothings.
Oh my god. Okay, it doesn't look like he's viewbotting or was viewbotting, because it seems like his average viewers is about the same. He had less viewers today than he did the past few days. Thank you, Steam Charts, or Stream Charts rather. I'm glad that your website is broken. Because today he had 2,900 and yesterday it was 3613. 2 days ago, 3230. That's a reasonable. I don't think that's necessarily.
That could depend on what the game you're playing.
Yes.
Because streamers do talk about that. Like, hey, I love playing this game, but I only get like 800 people watching when I'm normally at 1,200 to 2,000.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens to Ray when he plays the Yakuza series. Nobody watches his Yakuza streams.
But he just loves playing.
But he loves playing the game. Which is that's exactly what I like. Okay. Cool. I had 4 views on that stream rather than 30 like some of my others. Oh well.
Justin, Sir Crumpets is a view botter.
What I can tell, yeah, I'm view botting 4 people because I need it. What I can tell you is his follower gain, quote unquote, or quotes around gain because it was not gain. He has lost 42,000 Twitch followers in the last 30 days. But
that's a lot.
It doesn't look. No, it doesn't look like he's view botting because it looks like it's steadily dropped.
Yeah, then that.
For 56K, that stream, 49, 56K, 5.6K. I should 5,600, and then to 4,900. Yeah, so I mean, he's been hovering around. It's kind of dropped a little bit, but I don't think he's been no, not implicated. What's the term I'm looking for? whatever. I don't think he's view botting. At least he hasn't been caught doing it yet. I can tell you, though, if we look up, he is at 2.2 million. Before this whole controversy with the Stop Killing Games, he was at 2.55. So he's he has lost 350,000 subscribers. I think that's going to start slowing down, though, because there's a ton of people who are still going to support him through all of this. And I mean, that's been made clear.
Yeah.
But I think he will just become one of those. I think there are a lot of people who will watch him because they want to point and laugh, and I think there are people who are legitimately, legitimately support him still. I've seen that quite a lot of people who are willing to be rabidly defensive over him, which I don't understand that for an online personality. Even if you agree with their take, I've never been like, okay, maybe I was when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, but now, at least within the last few years, I've not been the kind to be like, that's my favorite streamer, that's my favorite YouTuber, I'm gonna defend him, I'm gonna go to bat for him. Really, I think what broke me of that was Achievement Hunter.
Yeah.
Ironically, after how that went down in flames, I was just like, yeah, I don't know these people. I can't defend them like I'm friends with them. Like if there's an instance where it's like I'm putting in my input on a situation, I can say, "Oh yeah, I don't think they did that." But I'm not going to be like, "No, there's no way." That's like I'm not going to lose my mind trying to protect some random person's honor. And that's the way some people are like, Pirate Software did nothing wrong, and they're like they go after people, and I'm like, dude, even if you agree with all of his opinions, you can at least acknowledge he was kind of a douche. Like, it's not that hard to point out. But anyways, let's get off of that. Uh, yeah, I think, funny enough, I think the Twitch combating bots is actually bad for YouTube, because YouTube had the perfect opportunity to be like, hey, we're gonna make ourselves the premier streaming platform. We're gonna fix all this stuff, and we're actually going to step forward and be the streaming platform people want to use. But no, they haven't. They haven't done that. YouTube is content to just sit here like, oh yeah, yeah, you can stream on our platform. It's just like, I don't know. As somebody who exclusively streams on YouTube, there's a lot of issues that YouTube has that I think could be better. And I think chat is one thing. Chat on Twitch is a lot more interactive. I think the Twitch Bits system is a fantastic system for supporting content creators. I don't know why it works necessarily, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's more customizable.
That's probably it. You get more of a feeling that you're involved and connected.
Oh yeah, and it could be like, oh, we're gonna donate bits, but this streamer has their bits set to look like their face. So whenever I donate, a bunch of their face rains down on stream, or like what Chibi does, where she would you could donate and it would like shotgun the emoji you put in the thing at her face, at her VTuber model, which has resulted in very funny instances of the mods doing what they called shotgunning, where they just they hold back all those from taking effect
And do it all at once.
and then do it all at once, where she just gets blasted. So like there's that kind of interactivity that you just don't see on YouTube. And like I'm not trying to trash YouTube streaming. There's things that I like about YouTube streaming, like the ability to put your own thumbnail on it, whereas Twitch just doesn't have thumbnails. So Twitch just picks a moment from stream that happened recently and goes, here's what everybody's going to look at. I do like that YouTube has the thumbnails. I like that YouTube streams stay up afterwards. So it's like, as soon as I hit stop on this stream, the stream's going to stay up on YouTube. Twitch deletes it after 30 days, and watching the VOD back is an exercise in agony. Because they're not designed for that. But I think...
My quote of the day, Sir Crumpets, that's an exercise in agony.
You've never heard that phrase before?
No.
Huh. I didn't make that up, did I? There's no way I made that up. I'm not that smart. I know my quote for the podcast. But yeah, I think there's a lot that YouTube needs to do, but YouTube seems content to just sit around and not do it. YouTube seems content to sit around with a lot of things that are issues on the platform right now. I could go on a freaking rant about the way YouTube is handling their platform. You know.
So.
Yeah.
Exercise in agony is not an English idiom. An exercise in futility is.
Huh.
I looked it up. It's like, you should not work out when you're in pain.
That's funny. Oh boy. But yeah, YouTube. YouTube has the issues of going into any comment section and being flooded with different bots that are like, I posted a video of a woman having her dog put down and she's crying because it's funny. Or, you know, I'm funnier than this YouTube content creator. I make better videos than this content creator. Or there have been some really, really bad ones. Some of them have been very sexual. Some of them have been throwing slurs. Like, there's some insane bots that YouTube has had, and they do nothing about them. To the point, like, literally, I guarantee... I'll use Moist Critical. I bet if I open up the most recent video he's posted, every single comment that is posted under the video will have probably about 15 replies, and about 13 of them will be bots. Okay, here we go. Top comment, 49 replies. Let's see. Some of these aren't obvious bots. Wow. I'm actually not seeing any bots. Did they fix it? No, there's no way. Yep, there it is. Next post down. Next comment down. 26 replies. Spam of first warning, troll. My video is better than this incoherent and soulless goy slop. UTTP's far better than whatever this nonsense is. That comment is spammed 4 times. And that's pretty much, it's all stuff like that. Yep, next comment, that's also spammed. If you reply to them, they spam more. Like YouTube needs to handle that. That's YouTube's most pressing issue right now. Um YouTube also I don't want to go on this whole rabbit hole cuz there are some rough things that YouTube's been doing. There's a couple of them they've fixed at least, but there's a number they haven't, and those bots have been one big issue that YouTube needs to work on. Like Twitch did, but Twitch's bots are very different from YouTube's bots.
Yeah.
Twitch bots just made it look like streamers had more viewers than they did. YouTube bots are spamming horrid things in the comments of videos. But, anyways, to move on to our next topic, something really interesting is happening, and I find it really funny, actually. Indie devs are delaying the release dates of their games because Silksong is coming out. That is not a joke. Neither of those things are a joke. Believe it or not, Silksong actually is being released, which surprises me. But on September 4th, 2025, in 8 days, Silksong releases. So, a number of indie game devs who plan to release their games in the next week, 2 or 3 are being like, we're just gonna push
it.
We're gonna push this back a little bit. Cause no one's going to play our game over Silksong. There's no way. Not because their game is bad or anything, but it's just like, I'm not going to try and compete with that level of cultural phenomenon. The most wishlisted game on Steam is coming out. No shot that I'm going to try and compete with that. So, fair play to all of those developers. I've seen people... I was looking on the gaming news subreddit to see if there's anything that I missed that we could throw on here. And there were people who've been like, why are these game devs not releasing their games just because of Silksong? It's kind of stupid. It's like, it's not stupid. It's literally the smartest thing they could do. Yeah, you think they're going to stand up and try and outdo Silksong? Like,
the funny thing is, it's like somebody like me who is not a fan of the Souls-like games. I would view it as like, if there was an indie game coming out that's, oh man, I really play that, and it got pushed back due to Silksong, I'd be like annoyed, but then it would be like, but it's a very popular sequel to a very popular game. I can understand why it's being pushed.
Right. Well, and okay, first, just real quick side note, like to point out, Silksong is more in the Metroidvania style than Souls-like, but I get what you mean. It has been called Bug Souls before, just because it is that difficult boss kind of, combat game. But anyways, yeah, this is the post I saw. It feels like it was ridiculous enough when studios were going to do it. Okay, here's the big title. Am I the only one that finds it so gosh dang stupid for indie devs to move their dates over because of Silksong of all games? It feels like it was ridiculous enough when studios were going to do that with GTA 6 before that got delayed to next year. Now it's just a case of these guys being so overly patronizing to this one here. Between this and how much everyone keeps bringing their hopes up for so long to appear in a Nintendo Direct mostly, it really gives the impression of everyone treating this game like it's freaking Jesus Christ incarnate or something. It's the kind of stuff that makes Silksong more of a case of being severely overhyped by its fan base than it makes it impossible to really care for it, all the while making me doubt that it would be this impactful to other developers at all here if they just launch it as they originally planned to. It's like witnessing a whole cult having their way with this as their leader, and we already have one big one to deal with as is. Uh, and absolutely, what the first person under this says is true. If you think indie players will change their purchase plans to accommodate the year's biggest indie game, then it's not unreasonable to change your release plans accordingly. There have been games that have succeeded and failed because of when they released. I can give you two
Oh, hands down.
examples from the same series. Saints Row. You know when Saints Row 2 released? It was the first game of its kind on the new console generation of Xbox 360 and PS3. It undercut GTA 4 by months. So it had time to breathe and gain its own audience without people being like, oh, well, there's a GTA over here, though. So,
Yeah.
I almost said Silksong. Saints Row 2 helped catapult the franchise because of when it released. Then, Saints Row 4 released a matter of weeks before GTA 5.
Yeah.
You hear anybody talking about Saints Row 4 nowadays? No. Nope. They aren't even talk. GTA 5 is more talked about than the Saints Row reboot from a couple years ago. And the development studio that made the Saints Row games doesn't even exist anymore. Not saying that was all because they picked a bad time to release Saints Row 4, because from what I understand from Saints Row fans, 4 was the worst one to that point. But releasing it just a few weeks before GTA 5 really killed that game before it had a chance to do anything. So yes,
Yeah.
it's absolutely reasonable, even if you're making an indie game in a different genre. If you are making a farming sim game or, whatever other kind of genre of game you're making, if it's not a Metroid game, it doesn't matter. People are looking at Silksong like, oh, it's coming out. Finally, that's what their money's going to. Like,
Yeah, I would say there would be some genres that would be safe to release in, like a horror genre. I think you could go, okay, I can see why you're not moving your release date.
yeah, and that's, there are certain games that can still thrive if they don't catch on immediately. But there's a lot of games, and it seems to be like slightly more notable releases, like ones that I've heard their names, even if I'm not like, oh yeah, it's that game. It's ones. Little Witch in the Woods was delayed about a week. That's not what I'm super familiar with, but I recognize that name. I remember that name. And I'm fairly certain it is a completely different genre. Yes. It's kind of like an RPG puzzle game, it looks like. Yep. RPG, puzzle, farming sim, story rich, creature collector. But then again, this game is also already purchasable. So I think it's maybe just it coming out of early access. I'm not sure. But regardless, it makes sense to wait for something this big. And to call it ridiculous for games that plan to delay their release because of GTA 5 is short-sighted as well. Because, yeah, absolutely. Who's going to play the new Call of Duty when GTA 6 releases? People will probably come back to Call of Duty. But initial sales, or if the Call of Duty is already out, viewer or player counts will plummet while people go to play GTA 6. That doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean it's going to forever stay that way, but I don't really understand why someone's just like, oh, dude, this is just dumb. And the other funny thing is, this guy says it's overhyped. Uh, to you, maybe. There are a lot of people who are very excited for this game. And while I am generally keeping it pretty low key, I'm excited for this as well. Like, I'm absolutely playing this on release. Yeah, I like this comment too. Companies are making smart fiscal decisions that hurt no one. What's the issue here? Oh boy. But yeah, I don't think it's ridiculous for people or for developers to delay their games because of Silksong, because it will be.
Oh, it's something that, yeah, you kind of need to like base around if it's one of those most if it's one of the most uh you know wish listed games, yeah, you gotta kind of.
Yeah, not only one of, it is the most wish listed game. Period. Full stop. Like, there's, if you tried to compete with that, you would be stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't blame these devs. I hope they still have successful game releases, uh, despite releasing so closely to Silksong. I know that's not exactly the easiest thing to do. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, just being successful, period, is tough. But um, being successful in proximity to another successful or hyped game is that much more difficult, even if you're in a different genre. But
Exactly.
that being said, oh my gosh, Silksong might actually be releasing in 8 days. I'm 100%. I'm in it now. I'm not a denier anymore. I'm just like, all right, baby, let's go. It's inject it into my veins.
Yeah. Let's go gambling.
It's not gambling anymore. It's confirmed. I hope. There's still that hint of skepticism. They've beaten it into me over near 8 years. Uh oh, did we didn't talk about the Mega Pokemon release last week because I don't think it was released last Tuesday. I mean it's a little bit old news at this point, but uh,
Oh,
Pokemon revealed a new Mega Victory Bell, which is so freaking stupid. I can't believe it. I can't decide if I like it or not. Like, look at this dopey guy. I don't know if I like him or not. I think it's not unreasonable for Victory Bell to be a little bit goofier, and I definitely like it better than the Dragonite. I hated the Dragonite.
Yeah.
But with that being shown off, a lot of the other Mega Pokemon leaks have been given credence. So the leaks that I saw showed the following Pokemon as receiving new Mega Evolutions: Clefable, Victreebel, Starmie, Dragonite, Meganium, Feraligatr, Skarmory, Frostlass, Emboar, Excadrill, Scolipede, Scrafty, Electros, Chandelure, Chestnut, uh, uh, why did I forget your name? Not Fennekin, not Braxian, Delphox. Greninja, Pyroar, Malamar, Dragalge, Halucha, Eternal Flower Floette. So I guess we're getting that now. Barbaracle, Zygarde. So we're getting another Mega Legendary, which is going to probably wreak havoc on competitive. Drampa, Phalanx, and Zeraora.
I knew very few of those.
You would recognize them if you've seen the picture. Let me open image in
Probably.
new tab.
I know for Alligator and Emboar. Oh, okay. I do recognize some of them.
Some. But yeah. So those are supposedly all the ones that are supposed to be getting Mega Evolutions. Dragonite and Victory Bell have both been released. Revealed, obviously. Let me see if I can find the... Because there's actually one that... There was a leak that talked about what each one of them would look like. And so far it has been spot on with the two revealed. So it's believed that these are all the... Wow, this freaking website is taking ages to load. But yeah, because of the accuracy of the two that have been revealed so far, a lot of people believe that the leaks are fairly solid. What is this? Is this 1997? Why is this taking so long to load? Okay, there
Silly,
it goes.
we didn't have internet back in 1987.
I said 97.
We had Ethernet. In 97, we didn't have internet. We had
Yes, I'm aware. That's why I said, is this 1997? All right. So, this is the gallery of what the supposed Mega Evolutions look like. This is Mega Clefable.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
This is original artwork based on this description. Mega Clefable is fairy flying. It has a pom-pom beret shape that starts pink and becomes white towards the top. The pom-pom is also curly cute. It has enormous wings that stretch behind it and on the side, which are very simple gradient from pink at the top to yellow and green at the bottom. Mega Clefable has ears that look like snubbles with brown tips. So we've got this is the this obviously just a concept because this has not been revealed. It's highlighted right here. This image is not from the game. Next up, this is Mega Victory Bell. This one is confirmed, of course. I wish they had the old art just to show. No. This is what Mega Starmie was rumored to look like. Mega Starmie won't change its typing, so it will remain water psychic, and apparently it will have longer legs that allow it to run around. It sounds goofy, but that's supposedly how it's going to be. The purple is more vibrant. And you could see people making comparisons to Patrick Star. I don't like this. I don't think that's enough. We made its legs longer. There, it's a Mega Pokemon now. I don't think that's a big enough change. Especially to a Gen 1 Pokemon. Ugly, bad, hate it. This concept actually looks so much better. Wow. So does that! Alright, well, next one. Mega Meganium. Mega Meganium has 4 poofy flowers around its neck, so that you can't see its neck at all. Only its head sticking out of the topmost flower. The flowers from head to body are red, dark pink, light pink, and white, with white highlights for the red and pink flowers and red highlights for the white flowers. The antennae are longer and have a loop near the top. It also gets fat, grassy fairy. And its longer legs flare like pants over the white claws / feet. So, I actually really like this design. I hope it is pretty much this. I expect some differences, obviously, but it is a really good design, and I hope it actually is a good Pokemon, because I don't like disliking Meganium, because I think Meganium's a decent design. But, boy, is it a poopy Pokemon. But hopefully the Mega fixes that. Fairy type will definitely help. But, next one. Mega Feraligatr, who looks friggin'
I like that.
Dope. Mega Feraligator's design seems somewhat underwhelming. Essentially, it's described as having a red head reminiscent of Totodile. The leaker even attached a reference image to illustrate this point, implying the concept might feel a little boring or uninspired compared to other Megas we've seen. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Feraligatr is Water Dragon. It gains a giant red crocodile head that can stand up straight from the base of its neck and then flop down, revealing down to cover its head. Okay, a bit of a typo there. It gains 3 red spikes on each of its arms and bigger yellow spikes on its back, which is not displayed here. It looks like they kept it red. So, yeah, that one sounds pretty dope. Mega Skarmory. I really like this one. On Mega Skarmory, everything becomes... What?
Electric Steel?
No, I think it's going to stay Steel Flying. On Mega Skarmory, everything becomes larger and pointier. Everything silver becomes bright gold, and it has red eyes instead of white eyes. The horn on its head is longer. The top half of its beak is longer. The wings have green-black instead of red underneath the gold. The talons are very, very long and thin like this. With darker talons underneath the bright gold ones. It looks sleek and dangerous and is normally flying with its legs extended behind it. So I don't think this is quite what it will look like, but very cool sounding concept, and I hope they execute properly. Mega Frostlass. Mega Frostlass is very tall and thin. The Oni horns on its head become very long and pointed with a curve. Its hair is long and flows down behind its head. The Yukata has blue and purple lining at the base and star designs on it, with white snow cloud shape coming out from the bottom. Once again, if that's what it looks like, this one feels a little bit more underwhelming, so I hope it's a little bit more elaborate than this, but it's at least a cool concept. I would not be upset with that. Mega Embor. Mega Embor is an ancient Chinese soldier. The fire around its head is much fancier and bigger. It has a black decoration sticking up behind its head. In one hand, it holds a spear of full fire pointed straight up and down. So yeah, it's based off of these Chinese soldier designs. I think it's solid. I hope it gets a little bit more work than this, but it's not bad. Mega Excadrill. Mega Excadrill has a silver plate in its chest and on its shoulders. Its head and arms each become a third of a big layered drill shape with an orange outside and silver inside. When it puts its arm forward so that the drill connects, you can see its body. You can't see its body behind that big drill shape. Oh, that one looks freaking dope. And I hope it's accurate. I hope it is 100% accurate. Mega Scrafty. It's my boy. Mega Scrafty wears a white hoodie that covers its mohawk. The hoodie is open in the front so it looks like the sleeves drape off its arms. And there is more fabric, ribbons like more sleeves, draping off the back. Its pants are also white with rips across the knees that you can see the orange skin through. An orange tail peeks through the pants now instead of being covered by them. He looks so like anime protagonist in his final form, and I love it. It is exactly as goofy / badass as I would expect Scrafty to look. Mega Scolipede. Mega Scolipede is very cool.
That's funny. It's a great way to start.
I love that. Starting where the neck rears up, my guy, you needed to hit the G key on that one.
Ray.
He typed Siemens. It's supposed to be segments, but he missed the G. Oh my gosh. The segments replaced with the red color with, Ray. It's supposed to be gray. Keeping pink and black the same with turquoise highlights. It looks like it's wearing gray plate armor over its body, with turquoise pupils and lines across the segments and behind its eyes and extending up out of its horns. I think it's a very solid design. I think it's better than the horse design that has been rumored. I don't quite like how big the sickle things on its head are. I wish they were a little bit smaller. But other than that, I think it's fairly solid. Mega Electros. Mega Electros is pure electric. It is very hard to describe. The body becomes a straight tube line of yellow dots going all the way from eyes to end. It curls back at the end so the tail, which is all white, leans forward back over the body tube. The two arms stand out straight at either side and have become thin connectors to more white tubes shaped like the body. Think Dynamo colors. The arm face forward and have no eyes, but have fins coming out of the top and bottom with... I don't even know what those... What is this? Did he have a stroke while writing this next sentence? Kolk Nichlients. Any trance of the arm tupes, nav rec renos, Like
I
the
can't.
the trunt the body tube. Bro, I think this person had an aneurysm while they were typing this line. Oh my gosh. Instead of a mouth, one arm has a gold plus set into a white background inside the red ring, and the other has a gold minus set into the white ring. Oh my gosh. That was so funny. How do you botch that so badly? Jeez Louise. Anyways,
Have
moving
you
on
ever
to the
seen
next
me
one.
write?
What?
Have you ever seen me write? I
Yes.
rely mostly on correct.
Yeah, if only there was an autocorrect for your voice. Freaking almost saying auto create. Mega Chandelier is a much fancier two-tier chandelier. Instead of having two light holders come out of the sides of the curly shapes, a single huge tall light comes out of the front of each of the 4 to 5 curly shapes on the top level of the chandelier. The bottom level has 8 spokes with smaller lights. The light coming out of the top of its head has a kind of decorative crown shape surrounding it. Very cool concept. Can't wait to see this one actually released because I love Chandelure, and I'm so happy that it's likely getting a mega. Mega Chestnut. Mega Chestnut now wears a crown, gains orange elements, and replaces the spikes on its back with shields, enhancing its regal and defensive appearance. It also has additional spikes on its arms, and its cape is very fur textured, red, and splits in two behind its legs. So, great depiction right here, guys. Mega Chestnut is just gonna look like a freaking tank. That's what it is. Not bad.
Beep beep, I'm a Jeep, I'm a Jeep.
Mega Delphox hovers while standing on her broom, emphasizing
Oh,
her
that's cute.
enchanting witch-like aesthetic, and features 2 additional floating brooms on either side, each broom extending with flames instead of sticks. I really like this design. I hope it has the hat that they gave it. That's just like the ear fluff from one of the ears twirled around into a hat. I really like that. Also, once again, great artist rendition right here. Gotta love it.
The 3D JPEG of the broom.
Yep. And lastly, Mega Greninja. Greninja hangs upside down from a huge shuriken, sporting a slightly darker palette, reinforcing its stealthy ninja vibe, closely matching its in-game appearance. Solid look, also. A little more basic than the other two, but I think Greninja will shine from the smaller details rather than the overall. Mega Pyroar. This one looks stupid. Mega Pyroar will have a much taller mane with its design heavily focused on emphasizing its majestic hair. It looks like the mane will be the central feature, giving it even more regal and imposing presence. And they say its hair looks like this kanji. Yeah, gotta be real. I don't know why Pyroar is getting a Mega Evolution. Other than, hey, we need to make evolutions for the Mons that existed in the game that invented Mega Evolutions, because somehow we overlooked that. But I don't know. I'm not huge on that one. Mega Eternal Floette. The flower gets much bigger. Its lower body becomes a red tail that curls up to become the stem of the huge flower, which has thin loops / hollow parts. Yeah, it's alright. Mega Malamar. Mega Malamar has finally been confirmed by Ball Guy, who dropped a hint with an image of Malamar holding Ozempic. For those unfamiliar, Ozempic is a medication commonly for weight loss. Thank you for elaborating on what Ozempic was in my Pokemon article. I really needed that. Uh, this clue strongly suggests that Mega Malamar might have a slimmer and more streamlined appearance compared to its usual form. While the exact details are still uncertain, it's safe to assume that the Mega Evolution will likely emphasize a more elegant and slender look, fitting the theme hinted at by the Ozempic reference. Oh my gosh. Mega Barbaracle. Mega Barbaracle is rock fighting. The brown becomes black, the thin limbs are much thinner, the hand face is in a rock on a pose. Middle two fingers bent at horn loint. Outer two fascina uni olac spikes come out from both the upper and lower icebergs. What? Someone, I think, has English as a second language written all over this article. The upper iceberg has many 8 to 10 thin tentacle arms coming out of it at many angles instead of 4-finger hands. The limbs have all black 3-finger claws surrounding the eyes. And they're all kind of doing the rock star like pose thing. It's alright. It's alright. I'll have to wait. This one I'll have to I mean, obviously all of these withhold judgment till we see the official artwork, but that one's very meh. Mega Dragalge. Mega Dragalge has 2 antlers which form trident shapes. The middle spoke of the trident are purple-pink orbs. Its head shape extends to trail off behind it in 3 long and wide pieces on each side. Pink on the top with purple undersides. The kelp limbs are longer and more spindly. Pretty solid look. Both of them. I hope it looks cool. Oh. I didn't know I could do that. Mega Halucha wears a black, gold highlights, wrestling mask with yellow feathers around its neck and gold, black highlights neck piece. The mask eyes are white and cover its eyes completely, so there are no pupils. The orange feathers on its head are longer, and the crotch feathers get gold trim like the legs both have. Solid look. Mega Zygarde looks most like Zygarde complete, but below the Zygarde complete black armor surrounding the head. It becomes unarmed with a completely green body. Oh, this is related to the story, which I don't think is fun to spoil. Alright, we'll ignore that one. Mega Drempaw turns the white cumulus cloud into storm clouds. All the white is black and gray, or array, as they say. The 4 cloud bits on its head curve up instead of drooping down. Its eyebrows look like parentheses. It has Viking horns and a long black goatee. It has claws raised to strike coming out of the storm clouds around its body. Solid look. Can't complain. Mega Phalanx. Appears inspired by a Voltron concept. Yeah, it looks cool. I wish they had done the just like Mega Phalanx is just like 8 Phalanx all attached to one another. So it just stretches on infinitely long. That would have been cool. But I think that's the last one. So yeah, that's all the leaks for Mega Evolutions. That's about all we got. I don't really know what else to talk about. There's not a lot of news this week. I mean, there's a lot of like, hey, slight updates for things that like, Chris Hansen is now in on the Roblox thing. Uh, so
Yeah.
yep, Chris Hansen is going to be getting his hands into that, and now every Roblox predator is running for the hills. uh, so yeah, there's little things like that, but I don't know that it's enough to really talk about. So unless you got
I'm
anything.
just working. I'm working on other stuff that I don't think we're ready to talk about yet.
We are not. I think we're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna let people let some hype build. Well, I can't let hype build if something's not announced. We're gonna let curiosity build and then go from there. So yeah. Uh you got your quote? Because I sure don't.
Ah, hold on, let me drop everything. I was no joke working on something that really has no. Okay, just go. I hate Snapchat so much. Um, oh Lord, my stomach. Oh,
You all right?
I already used that quote. You used that quote. Wow, I managed to save a quote you used.
Oh, really? What quote was that?
It was by Dervensky. It was an early quote. How I remember most of these is terrifying to me.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember the quote that I said last week. Like, how
You used a video game quote last week.
wow, what a surprise. Who could have seen that coming? Uh,
I don't think I've used this quote. I've always liked quiet people. You never know if they're dancing in a daydream or if they're carrying the weight of the world. John Green. I know I've used John Green's quotes before, but I don't think I've used that one.
okay, I got one a little long, but I can bench press a car. I can climb up the side of a wall, fight 20 guys to a standstill, swing across chasms 30 stories deep, feel a bullet coming my way and move fast enough to get clear. But something in her makes me gentle, makes me shy, makes me strong, makes me happy to be alive. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it really comes down to. She makes me whole. She completes me. So here's the thing, God. I know I complain a lot, and I know that you and me, we've got issues. But right now, just for tonight, thank you for her. Thank you. Amazing Spider Man Volume 2, number 52.
Hmm.
All right. Well, we have officially 9, I guess technically 8 episodes before the 100th episode. Right. Oh, no. If you count. Yeah. Because gosh, I hate doing 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. It is 9. Because you have to count the whatever. You know what I mean. I overdid what I normally do. Because I normally I'd be like, oh, we have 10 episodes till episode 100. But you don't count the 100th episode if that. Whatever. Shut up. I'm confusing myself now. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow for Phoenix Wright, and we'll be back on Thursday for more Castle Crashers, as long as it doesn't desync like it did last time. Tally ho.
Tally ho.